Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Call hello, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rakal Qudash. Double honors, of course, go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders, Greek millstone. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim out there on the highways and byways, across the four corners of this earth, preaching this gospel, trying to wake up the remaining, hopefully elect, the nation of Israel. This is Naaman with the DC camp. And, yeah, I'm looking through, all the content, you know, several sites here, and I'm seeing reports such as this, where you have, uh, originally from the Rob report, it says the world's largest clear-cut diamond is mounted on the Queen's scepter. Yet another Queen Elizabeth, Lizzie in the box video, yes. Because, again, I'm not too amazed because you have people that worship this woman for whatever reason. So-called loyal British subjects. Not all of them in Britain, of course. They're spread out. And the respect that she garnered across the globe for whatever reason. You're dealing with a people that are murderers. Yes, whether by, indirectly or indirectly. As a figurehead, she was on the throne. Whether it's a figurehead or not, she still was there while atrocities were being committed. So therefore, yeah, it happened on your watch. So yeah, So there's a reason, and this is just another one where, in your scepter was a large, very large diamond that was actually cut into several. It was so big. South Africa now wants that back. This is not the only. This is not the only one. Elon wants their shit back too, because they, you stole from them too, and some other people want some shit back. I believe Nigeria is another one. And it's probably going. And you got countries that are like, fuck you. We don't want to be a part of your Commonwealth anymore. Because people are tired of this shit. They're tired of Edomites, so-called white people. The world has had enough. I'm talking about people, and I'm talking about the planet Earth itself has had enough of you devils. All right? Let's go on into this. It says the death of Queen Elizabeth II last week has raised questions regarding the ownership of the world's largest known clear-cut diamond. The Great Star of Africa, otherwise known as Cullinan I, is currently mounted on the late sovereign's royal scepter, but originally hails from South Africa. The 530-carat diamond was presented to King Edward VII in 1907. All right, that was this thing's father. All right, it says 2 years after it was discovered in a private mine, it says many South Africans view Britain's acquisition of the jewel as illegitimate and are calling for the British royal family to return it to the country, as reported by CNN. The Cullinan diamond must be returned to South Africa with immediate effect. I don't know how you're going to enforce that, okay, but it says the minerals of our country and other countries continue to benefit Britain at the expense of our people. Well, that's the point. You have a people that have always followed the saying, might makes right. That's what these devils live by. They don't care about laws or, things of that nature. Yeah, I got more military might than you, therefore, Fuck you. What are you gonna do? Huh? What are you gonna do? We got the diamonds, so what? Fuck it. What, come and take it. Which, unbeknownst to them, is going to happen eventually. All right. They don't realize that, hey, let's go. We got to go there. I get while it's boy, they don't realize what's going to happen to them. This is as soon as I get it here. Let's see. Oh man, they've been set up like you would not believe, like nobody before. All right. All right. This is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. It says, this matter, all right, is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basest of men. And these so-called white people are indeed the basest of men. Just observe them on average. Just take the time and just observe how they do. I remember when we were on our the site before our current one, campsite, and we were down by the portrait gallery here in the district. Very busy hub. We talk about the on the highways and byways and marketplace, the agora, things of that nature. Very heavily. I know you got a very, very wide cross section of people that came by there, both tourists and everything. And you would go, I would go, and to use the facilities on occasion, and you would observe these Edomites. I mean, they don't even try to hide it. They would just go in there and, hey, it's just natural for when you get through doing your business, you wash, These devils, they go in there, they zip and dip, and be the first ones to try to shake a motherfucker's hand. Oh, hell no. Because, again, they are very base people, they understand their history. And when you go to Job 30th chapter, that's them. All right? Very base individuals, all right? Primitive. Don't be fooled by this facade that they put on, the suit and tie with the bald face, you look at these well manicured yards and these homes, well, that hides the fact that what goes on in them. We, since we're into this, we look up a lot of stuff, and a lot of us over the years, like I say, we've seen these devils what and who they really are. So it's no surprise to us. All right, Jake is used as a what's the word I want to use? As a distraction, even to the extent of a scapegoat. But people are so focused on Jake, and that was done on purpose, that the focus was taken off of these devils. Now all this stuff is coming out, and they're trying to keep it under wraps as best they can with the Epstein murder, let's call it. By all accounts, that's what it was. And then the Giselle Maxwell trial, you don't hear shit about that, and you never heard anything come out of that because they kept that hush hush. Biden's son's laptop, I mean, here it is. They can tell you what happened 13.8 or 14 billion years ago, and yet you can't find, you lose a laptop. Something important as evidence. Nah, that's bullshit. But let's go back to this. I don't want to, you know, we're talking about this devil and the things that he's stolen. And now these countries want the shit back. All right. According to the Royal Collection Trust, the original gem was the size of a human heart and weighed around 3,106 carats. It was sent to Asher of Amsterdam, guess who those were? So-called Jews, in 1908, and cut into 9 large stones and 96 smaller pieces. That's a miner holding the original soon after it was found. It says the largest of the stones was purchased by the South Africa's Transvaal government, and you have to understand just a little brief history when you go into the Boer Wars. Let's look that up because that was going on at the time. Is it OER? Yeah, Boer War. And this is between the British and the Dutch. Boer Wars. Let's see, New World Encyclopedia. The Boer Wars were fought between British and Dutch settlers of the South African Transvaal. That's how I knew it was, talking about the Dutch. The Dutch were known as Boers from the word for farmer. Their ancestors had settled in the Cape area from the 1650s onwards. From 1828, many trekked to the Transvaal with the express purpose of avoiding British rule. The British had occupied the Cape from 1806. So the Dutch had already been there roughly 156 years. It says Boers felt a natural dislike the anglicizing policy of the colonial administration, policies which they believed undermined their own cultural heritage. Abolition of slavery in 1830 led many of them to believe that continued British interference would surely destroy their economic prosperity. So they were fighting over who was to rule the dark nation. That's what they're telling you without directly telling you, Following wars with Zulu peoples and, Shaka Zulu in 1834, some Boers felt that the colonial authorities seemed to be more protective of non-white than of white interests. See? Believing this to be the case, Boers who held attitudes of racial superiority were disturbed. What? What? So they took offense. So now you can kind of get some idea why these motherfucking South Africans are the way they are. I mean, it's just pure, unadulterated hatred. Now let's look up Shaka Zulu. I just want to be clear on something. Shaka Zulu. I want to get the timeline right. Yeah, okay, yeah. Shaka, I'm not going to even try. Was the king of the Zulu kingdom from 1816 to 1828. All right. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to get that timeline right. Timeline. All right. All right. So, it said it was subsequently set in the king's scepter. The second largest cut stones, known as the smaller Star of Africa, was mounted in the imperial crown. University of South Africa professor African politics Evaristo Benhura rejects that narrative and argues that colonial transactions are illegitimate and immoral. Our narrative is that the whole Transvaal and Union of South Africa governments and the concomitant mining syndicates were illegal. Of course they were. You got to understand, these motherfuckers, it says receiving a stolen diamond does not exonerate the receiver. Exactly. Isn't that what they always tell you in their laws? What? You do that and what? You're guilty of receiving stolen goods. They do it. Nobody says anything. Ain't that some shit? But what I wanted to tell you also is the shit that these motherfuckers went through. Now let's see if I can pull it back up. Nope. Shit. What these motherfuckers had done, let me see. I think I bookmarked it. Hold on. What these motherfuckers had done in the early 1900s, because you got to remember, when X-rays were invented. So what you had, it says South Africa used X-rays in the 1910s to search black workers for hidden diamonds. This is on top of strip searches. So in order to go to work to make you a living, and I had another picture which was far more recent, where these motherfuckers down there, they gotta get butt fucking naked, going in and coming out, going reporting into work, and then coming out. This is every day. I mean, man, but here, when they first started using X-rays, you're looking at over 100 years ago. 1919, X-ray technology found itself in the latter camp when it was used to inspect miners in the diamond-rich area of Kimberley, South Africa. Specifically, X-rays were used to see inside the black workers in the search for diamonds some were suspected of taking from white-controlled mines. Here it is, invaders, all right, come pay you a mere pittance. Each day the miners would have to strip naked to be inspected. Some miners would swallow diamonds or even hide them in self-inflicted incisions in their legs. But one diamond mine had the idea of using X-rays to find diamonds that couldn't be found through a simple strip search. The mind of a devil. Here these people are down here working, you know, grinding their lives away for this devil. All that coal dust, I mean not coal dust, but dust from the mine. I mean, damn. And then, you know what these devils did. They weren't like careful in what they were doing. It says, for decades after the X-rays discovered in 1895 by William Röntgen, it says X-ray experiments harmed many people. It says the early experimenters like Walter James Dodd, H.D. Hawks, Thomas Edison, and Nikola Tesla didn't understand the damage they were doing to their own bodies until they'd already been exposed to harmful levels of radiation. But even after the harm from prolonged and intense exposure to X-rays was recognized, it wasn't used solely for medical purposes to aid those afflicted with a particular ailment. All right, so you can just imagine the abuse. All right, oops. Let's go back to this, and I'm going to show you something else. Let's go out of here for a minute. Let's see. Let me find it. The Indian prince who was forced to give up the Koh-i-Noor diamond to the British. With the ascension of King Charles III to the throne of the United Kingdom, people are taking a fresher look, at the monarchy and its age-old traditions and controversies. One example of this is the controversy over the famous Koh-i-Noor diamond. The Koh-i-Noor is one of the largest cut diamonds in the world at 105.6 carats. It is currently a part of the British crown jewels, and it is set on a crown that was originally made for the Queen Mother, grandmother of King Charles III. The origin of the Koh-i-Noor diamond is the Kolar mine in India. The diamond was first possessed by Indian and Mughal kings before it became a part of the British crown jewels in the 1800s. The gem passed from ruler to ruler before it landed in the hands of the British. However, it was the manner in which it passed to the British crown that draws controversy. As the Koh-i-Noor was one of the largest diamonds discovered, it was considered to be the richest and most costly gem. For the British, getting their hands on the gem was necessary as it was a symbol of prestige and power. The last Indian owner of the Koh-i-Noor was a young boy king, Duleep Singh. Singh became known as the last king of India's Sikh Empire. He came to power at the age of 5 in 1843. As he was very young, his mother ruled on his behalf. According to the Smithsonian Magazine, oh boy, his mother was imprisoned by the British in 1849, and the boy was forced to sign a legal document giving away. Look at wow. See where this is going? The boy was forced to sign a legal document giving away the Koh-i-Noor diamond and all claim to sovereignty when he was just 10. When he was 10. This is how these motherfuckers work. Do you understand why they're so hated, and rightfully so? They are thieves and robbers and murderers and every other sordid thing you can think of. The diamond then passed to the Queen Victoria and has successively been used as jewelry by all British monarchs, including the current generation. Including the current generation. Royal gift or stolen gem. Calls for UK to return 500 carat Great Star of Africa. We were just talking about it. These supposed royals are scumbags. They always have been. Here's another one. That's what we're talking about. Yep. This is what's been going on, people. Alright, so, you know, this is why I personally can't wait to when Isaiah chapter 60 when all these motherfuckers, not just Edom, who by and large has because think about it, all the gold and precious metals they've been hoarding, not to leave out diamonds and other, precious gems and things of that, they hoard. I cannot wait till they are just stripped of everything, as prophecy. You've got down in Mississippi, here in the States, since June, motherfuckers hadn't had adequate drinking water, but you can still send, and they're going to send billions more over there to Ukraine. I just saw that today too. They've gotten to work sending them even more aid for some bullshit, and yet your people here. But, Jake, a lot of our people, they protest, but they still don't understand just how much this devil, this so-called white man, hates us. All right, and it's spiritual. We're out there on the highways and byways. We're trying to tell you where it originates, but you don't want to. You still think you can get you an education and that'll be it. Not realizing the extent of the situation that you're in. All right, it's a trap. The system is a pit. All right, it's set up to exploit us. All right, and use us to their benefit. Still, when you understand slavery to its fullest extent, we're still slaves. You know, that's scripture, Baruch 3 and 8. Well, yet this day in our captivity, it's not over. hmm It's getting ready to be, but it's not. We're not out of here yet. Hey, so with that, I hope um, whoever views this is edified. Of course, again, here it is. These devils. People want their shit back, and y'all just read you how they did this. Oh man, this is a kid. You know, they locked his mother. Oh man, and well, not this one, but uh, the Elamite, East Indian kid. But this one, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey, so with that, to the next, shalom, shalom.